Adversity? Bring it. The struggle? We welcome it. Snooze on life? Never that. We are Dave Regina and Mike Pirelli, and this is the No Snooze Podcast. Come on.
Episode 80, we are back, No Snooze Podcast. I am here with the legendary Michael the Show Pirelli, Claudio the Voice Valenzuela, Justin the Intern Sanchez, and Dave the Body Regina. 80 episodes in, my brother.
Wild.
And the wives aren't here.
To think we didn't even, we're almost at 100 because we did 12 of the first episode.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, but we'll bring the wives on in the next, next couple. If
hold off
not,
for
you
a
guys
while.
aren't missing anything.
Yeah.
Lots to talk about today. Before we get started, as always, let's talk a little pod father figure update. Your boy got knocked out of the competition. Before you go with you, I know it's disappointing.
It was my fault.
But to everybody in the competition, good luck to you. I'm upset that I didn't win. I don't think you guys looked better than me.
Can we stay?
I just think that you guys were throwing dollars at this competition
Wow, so
in a way that I was not willing to do.
So you're saying it's rigged?
Not rigged. I think they just had more money.
They had more cash.
They had more kashish ready to throw it because I watched it.
And I want to hear that, but we need to keep an eye because I would love to see and talk about whoever wins.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely not going to be Shantez.
But why do you think there was cash?
So I watched, right? So I had something in line to where
I heard Justin was helping the other people out.
to where I had a couple people ready to donate $10 like right towards the end to make a little push.
Nice.
So we did. We made
Smart.
the push from 5th to 3rd.
Okay.
So we finished 3rd in the quarterfinals. But
what time did you put it in?
like
The very end?
9:52.
When did
And
it stop?
it was like $400 that went in.
When did it stop? At 10 a.m.?
It stopped at 10.
Smart.
Yeah, and that was 7 p.m. Central, I guess.
That's a good move.
Yeah, so
Good
I was
move.
just to see, and it was close friends and family. So they, that was super helpful. And at the end of the day, all the money donated went to children's cancer research. So it was a great
Genius
thing.
business model.
Yeah, absolutely. But I watched the first and second, they kept flipping every minute. Like I would refresh it from like 9:55 to 10 o'clock to watch, and they literally flipped 3 times. And then this one guy, I think his name was Marquise. He held out. He had a nice little 6-pack going.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the 6-pack.
Yeah, he
that
did.
was the difference.
It was. It was.
I knew we should have worked on
Yeah.
that.
So now, there's always next year, but it's been a good year. Unfortunately, it wasn't a good competition though. So
I think you did great. Congratulations for getting that far. I
there's
thought
no
you had it in the
participation
bag,
trophies, man.
but they didn't clarify the rules well enough. Like I wanted to know. I wanted to bracket. I wanted to see who we need to be up against. So then financially, we could have budgeted and be like, all right, we got to get them next level. Let's spend X.
And there wasn't a scoring system to where you can see it. So
I need more transparency. We'll call them under
agree.
review. We'll review it.
Speaking of transparency, current event, I'll go there later. But remind me, because I have a good one there.
I'll remind you. I was going to ask, so we were talking about the competition. All right, that business model, right?
Mhm.
Do you remember when there were click bids? Do you remember that phase
Click bids.
where people would be like, I got this TV for $3?
eBay?
No, it was like click bids, or it was something where it was a bidding system. You never
I
heard
don't know
about
what that
this?
is.
So there was a phase. I don't know if they still do it and if it's legal, but they would basically say you can get 90% off of products, but you had to bid and they charge you per bid, right?
Mm.
So say you wanted a Rolly, you go on this website and the Rolly bidding starts. Every time you bid, you put in 50 cents.
Okay.
So like you have a certain amount of bids, 50 cents, but the price only goes up by 1 cent. So effectively, you're only going to pay, a very low number, but the company is going to make a fortune because every time someone bids 1 cent, they get 50 cents.
Gotcha.
Got it?
Yes.
So they're selling it for even more than what it's worth,
Right.
but to you it's less because there's people trying to win it. I remember thinking about that. I'm like, wow, they must be making a fortune.
It is pretty genius. That happens a lot in the sneaker world. They do raffles, right? So they'll do like $50 raffles for a $300 pair of sneakers, but they have 500 people put in these raffles.
Yep.
So they ended up making thousands of dollars, but the winner only really paid $50.
And there's that book Nudge that I mentioned in the previous episodes talks about why people like lottery systems, because if it's a big enough prize, they don't care about the dollar or $2, $3, whatever it is, because that's not going to make a difference, losing in $3, but winning, Everyone's very optimistic when it comes to lottos. They're like, but what if?
It is true, though.
It's genius. I can't believe lotteries are like legal.
It is crazy.
Right?
It is crazy to think about. And then the fact that they do all these TV shows off of it.
Do you play the lottery?
Only once in a blue. Like when it's huge.
Never pay the lottery.
When it's humongous,
Never.
I feel like I would be that guy. That like, the guy before me at the gas station would have won.
That's why I don't play. Because if I play, then I'm going to be like, I have to keep playing, else I'm going to feel like I lost.
And we usually do it at work, too.
Yeah.
Like just if there's a huge one, huge pot, mega millions.
I used to like scratch-offs. Those used to be fun.
Cool.
But I used to do them for my grandfather.
It's all rigged.
Dana, I swear to God, one time we were driving and she was just having like a lucky day. I don't know. I forget why. Maybe we went to Mohegan or something. She won like $50. She's like, I'm on a roll. So she's like, pull over to this gas station. I want to scratch off like out of nowhere. And I'm like, what? Super random. Goes in there, scratch off $20.
Fire.
Yeah. Only time I've ever seen her win money.
Yeah, I don't really win either. I don't win a lot like that. The only thing I do is roulette.
Roulette's fun.
Yeah, like I'll go 100 on black every time I walk in the casino.
I don't think I've ever been gambling with you.
We did, remember, but then the guys that we were with on the bachelor party, they were just they were
they knocked over the drinks and stuff?
No, they were very into it.
In gambling? Yeah, well, they're too crazy. I don't like betting that.
I don't like losing.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
When you take my money, I get sour.
Blackjack's fun because you can like post up with a group.
Yes.
But for me in blackjack, I don't like following the rules because then why are you even playing, right?
We sat down with Chris, remember? And we were at the blackjack table. They're pretty ballsy.
He stays for like 10 hours.
I know. I must say. I think you and I lost right away and we were like, all right, we'll see you. We were here for the free drinks. That's the best about the casino.
My man on family trips stays out till 7 a.m. We're crazy. Like, where's Chris? He's going to miss breakfast. He just rolls in from the table.
Crazy.
I was on a heater.
We had a good showing the other night, eating some pizza.
Yeah,
Mike got us a free pie.
Yeah. So this is 100% true story. We order pizza from Catania's, right? Catania's.
Yeah. Usually phenomenal. One of the pies was great. The other two were very thin. I wasn't a fan.
All were thin.
Didn't you realize the broccoli robin sausage was good?
So they're usually like not thick crust, but probably medium, like what a grandma slice is like a mid.
And it had a nice crunch.
This was like paper thin.
Yeah,
so I think they ran out of dough. And I think when you walked in, they're like, oh, we don't want problems. We know Dave in the past has been tricky with the delivery guy. So when we walked in, me and Dave were just BSing. And this guy looks at him and he goes, you look like you what did he say? You're in the service? He said something like to the point of your look. He's like that's a strong beard. Something to that extent.
Yep.
And he goes, do you want a free pizza? And I'm like, are you shitting me? Like I got mad. I'm like, what about me? I'm over here. I look somewhat professional just because he's got a beard. So I got pissed off. But he gave us a free pie out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was
didn't charge us. I think he was covering up for the thin crust. But phenomenal.
Yeah, it was good. But I think it was the lady in the parking lot. Poor lady. So Mike and I pull up. There was a lady passed out. And Mike and I are like, oh, that's odd. There's a lady passed out in the car.
Yeah.
Like
face on the steering wheel.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Car was on.
We didn't really think too much of it. Yeah, we're pretty bad guys.
It was bad.
I think about it.
So
then we go in, and the guy's like, oh, this person never picked up their pie. Do you want it? And now we're like, all right, yeah, we'll take it. Then we leave, and we're like, Mike, look, the lady still passed out.
As we're walking away with her pizza.
And we're walking away with her pizza. So I don't know if it was Susie's Pizza. I mean, I don't know.
Shout out Susie.
Yeah, but no, good times. The whole Halloween, weekend was a real. I don't know. It was a fiasco for me eating wise.
So much more fun with kids because they have such a ball with it. Like I always enjoyed Halloween. But like seeing their reactions to everything is very rewarding.
You were on double duty too because you held me down when I was working.
My man, we were supposed to go to the mall. Like all the guys were gonna meet up with the wives. Me and Mo showed up. Everyone else bailed. Dave didn't come. And then I saw videos of you guys having a great time.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, this is great. I was so overwhelmed with the amount of kids inside a mall. And like, when it's packed, you can't see.
Yep.
Like I was so nervous because your daughter Callie's a runner. Livy's a dancer. So like I couldn't keep an eye. Karina was like, watch out for Callie. She's on the move. And then Dana's like, where's Livy? And I'm like, I don't know. But it was a lot of fun.
And wasn't it called a boo and
brew? But there was no brew.
They didn't have brew. I heard you were upset.
They had brew, but everyone, it's weird. I think I cover stuff well. But apparently, I just had a look on my face of like, get me a beer.
The old you would have, brought a flask, but
yeah, you're right.
You wouldn't have been stuck on that long line.
Great point. I think you're better off just bringing stuff to any event. If you plan on boozing a little bit, pun intended, boozing, or just like food, never leave it up to chance. Because whenever I do that, I get so mad at myself, and I'm like, it would have been very easy. I'm not saying do anything illegal.
Never leave the food up to Chance. That's
because Chance will eat it.
But yes, I agree 100%. Especially with the babies, the stroller, throw it in the bottom, cover it. It's fire.
It's a great move. But the pod bod update, while we're on the topic, I don't know where my damn workout shoes went. This week I've just been losing stuff. Right, I lost my wallet. I wasn't gonna
go there. I was gonna leave you
Sunday.
alone.
I left my wallet in the Salvo residence.
Oh wow!
And thankfully Chris was not home, because that thing would have been gone. So I was scrambling there, got it back. Shout out brother Billy, sister Alyssa that dropped it off. I don't know where my workout shoes are, and I'm like in a nice routine where I go through the motions. I get my shoes on, I go down. So I had to go back to the rock shoes, but apparently people think I work out in dress shoes,
well,
which I have.
I wasn't taken back,
socks.
Especially after our conversation with your wife the other day. She's like, Mike, you wear those shoes everywhere. So then this morning when I saw the blue shoes, by the way, blue shoes with black pants doesn't really go.
I knew you were going to say something.
That's
all
a
I
thing.
have. That's the only workout shoes I have, other than the gray and black.
I'm not roasting you. I'm just giving you knowledge.
You're 100% right, and I'm aware of the rule.
All right.
But would you rather me not work out?
I'd rather you not have shoes. I'd rather you not have shoes on.
It's 37 degrees in that basement.
Listen, are you rigid or not?
Well, I'm not that rigid.
Are you a barbarian or not?
But black and blue, people pull it off now.
That's true. I mean, but when it's too close.
It was a terrible look.
Blue with the black pants and their sweatpants.
Yeah, I'm trying to show people, like, you can look like you have nothing going for you outfit-wise and still put in a good workout.
Okay, yeah, look, if you want, I know you're into the show game.
Show game.
Right? So if you want to make a show about
you're gonna shop for me.
yeah about
renovating me.
Yes, I'll renovate you.
That'd be good.
We can do that. We can get CV on board, and we can go pick out some clothes. Just saying,
I know this is an excuse, and I know how you feel about excuses, but I don't have the time to go walk around and be like, "Oh, I like these. I like those." I barely can get dressed in the morning. Right. You expect me to sneak away to the mall and have myself a day? No. I don't even like Dana picking out stuff.
I mean, but you got sneakers. I've seen your sneakers before.
I'm in a weird spot, right? You're probably in this weird spot too. I'm a large. No, you're an XL, right?
Yeah, I mean.
So my upper body, I'm a large, but I'm an XL length.
Yes.
So not all my clothes, I never can keep clothes because they shrink upwards.
Yes.
And then I look like I have a belly shirt on. And then my legs look like I'm a goddamn grasshopper.
High heat on the dryer, Michael.
I don't do any high heat. I have to basically do it for 10 minutes on super low, and then I air dry everything.
Okay. Yeah, no, I run into that issue too.
Right? Shirts are terrible.
Definitely, sure.
They're like, you
get a little short. I just always thought I was getting bigger and bigger. Is that not true?
Well, there was one time where I got up to 260, and I was yelling at everyone "You shrinking all my clothes." When in reality, I just gained 40 pounds. So, but that's not the case right now.
All right. Listen, and speaking of fashion, he's got the man purse on right now. That's fire. The crossbody satchel.
I didn't even see it. Where is it? Do you have it on?
Yeah, look at that. Look.
Do you the dance where they spin it?
Crossbody.
Bag after bag, right?
Oh.
That's the only reason I'd. That's the only reason I'd wear that is if I could do that dance.
If you could do that,
do you know the dance?
No, I don't.
We're gonna get that up. Amazing.
I've been getting bag after bag after bag, yo. Presidential shit around my neck, that mid bag, yo. Call me Mr. Box, so it's in a funny bag, yeah. I'm on my mid shit, these bitches coming in a pack, yo. You niggas pussy cat, straight cow, cat hat, yeah, baby.
Throw it there. And CV's been nice with his edits lately.
What's his name? Lil Durag is the guy?
Lil
There's this little white guy, glasses, and he's a great dance. He's what Frank would have been if he grew up in the Bronx.
Okay.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
You don't have time to go buy a pair of sneakers, but you have time to look at Lil Durag?
How long are Lil Durag's videos? Yeah, 15 seconds. Do you think it takes 15 seconds to get
dressed? It takes about 15 seconds to go on a website.
Maybe
purchase sneakers.
So we're gonna
maybe we're
no.
business.
You never buy anything online.
A new business.
I never buy anything online because it never fits.
Send the Uber to get your shoes.
No. I'm gonna give Dana a budget, and I'm gonna say you need to keep. Today's theme is simplifying, right?
Yep.
I'm getting rid of all the stuff I don't like doing. I'm putting it either on Dana or I'm hiring someone to do it. I'm pulling a Dave Regina
delegation.
I haven't lifted a finger in the. Every time I lift a finger in the house, I break something.
Listen.
Right?
I don't know. I've been trying to tell you.
But it's hard delegating right now because handymen, plumbers, no one's available. So this is not a pro delegation era. But anyway, I'm going to push through. I'm going to delegate. Dana's going to be my interior designer?
No, you're
fashionista.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Good. Well, that excites me. But yeah, today it was just a rough look, man. I'm not lying to you.
I'm going to try to make you proud. I'm going to the dentist. I'm going to work on these goddamn things. I'm super
what's wrong with your
from
teeth?
The coffee. My teeth are a mess. I
smoke cigars and drink black coffee. So
once we got off insurance, I've been scrambling with the dentist. I've been sneaking in when I can. But then I got back on insurance. But my dentist of 20 30 years, whatever it is, no longer on my thing. So I'm going to go to someone new. I didn't even like going to my own guy because he beat me up in there.
Oof.
Now I got to go new guy. I'm going to have like 40 cavities.
Listen, I'm sure there's a dentist out there that follows the No Snooze podcast.
Greenwich Dentist. I'm trying to get a sponsor.
Listen, there you go. There's the plug.
Can you imagine just on my teeth, Greenwich Dentist, every time I smile?
There is the plug. What else? Anything else with with the pod bod?
body?
Are you going to?
I'm working out pretty good.
Okay, so I got a challenge for you.
Simplifying diet.
Well,
I'm simplifying it.
I
you want me to tell you what I took of yours?
sure, go ahead.
So you Pump Daddy.
Pump Daddy.
Everyone knows Pump Daddy. If
Daddy
you don't,
Pump.
we'll say in the link. You can look him up. The best. My cousin-in-law. I don't know what you call it. Cousin.
Yeah, your cousin-in-law.
He doesn't get annoyed with me. He must though, because every time we have a family party, I talk about like working out, and clearly like he's in a whole nother genre. It'd be like me talking to like LeBron about basketball. Be like, what do you think about this move? Like, should I pull a spin move at my league game? So he and you both were saying like you got to eat the same things over and over, and I agreed to that. But now I'm realizing it's not so much the thing, it's the time deciding of what to eat is where all the error comes in. And then also like you run out of stuff. It's just easier to buy the same thing, and then you know how to portion everything.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I've
I
said
mean,
it a million times. I
you-
just can't stick to it.
And that's the hard thing, is just being consistent with that. But when you take the air out, like you're saying, and you just stick to the plan, right? And there's different options. I mean, you have ground turkey, ground chicken, burgers, turkey burgers. Like, it's not the same thing every week, but it's the same scope of a meal.
Yeah, I got you. Like you can substitute. If I
Yeah.
know I have 260 worth of like rice, I can just substitute that for potatoes.
There you go.
Right?
Oatmeal.
So I get
Same
that.
thing. Yeah.
But I need to get to a level where I know exactly so that my decision making is very easy and I could swap and it's less of a strain. Right now it's still a strain. Lunch has been my biggest thorn in the side because I don't want to prep, and I don't really I don't time it well. Like Sundays I'm usually working and then I'm exhausted or I have family stuff. So I'm like, I don't really want to prep. So if I don't want to prep, then the fallback is to have those air fryer meals, which I've stuck to, that are really easy and microwavable stuff. Then for lunch, I'm just hitting a protein shake because I can get that in whenever, 50 grams of protein,
Yep.
and then 2 Oikos yogurts. So
But, like,
80
why
grams of
can't-
protein.
If you're not trying to prep, why can't you just go to the deli, walk in humbly?
Yeah.
Hey, can I have grilled chicken and some coleslaw?
You can do that, but I'm saying during the day to eat that. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
there's not even I'm on the phone so much, like not every day, but certain days, like I like the thought that it takes me 10 seconds to eat lunch. You just chug a drink
Mm-hmm.
and then you're good. Because sometimes when I was trying to eat every 3 hours, even when I was chugging egg whites and I was trying to time it, it was just another thing that was like, oh shit, I got to have my egg whites.
Gotcha.
Versus like I have a protein shake. Some point throughout the day, I just got to consume that thing.
Yep.
You know?
What would be considered a failure for you for the body this year?
Not getting the 10%, which
Really?
Yeah, I said I was going to do it.
Yeah, but if you go from
but it's
20
the
something,
year is not over.
I know, but if you were 20 something to start and you got down to 13 or 14,
yeah.
is that bad?
Yeah. Because I said I was going to get to 10.
That's good progress though.
Good progress, but here's my thought on life, right? My motto is like it only takes one. So like I feel like I'm a player that plays in like league basketball, right? I don't score a point the whole game, but if I hit the game winning 3, it's a good game.
So are you going to sneak up and come in at like
At
7%?
That's the game
And then
plan.
I'm going to weigh in. I'm going to be like 9.7%, and then you're going to win the entire year.
Well, there's no competition.
I might
thank
jump off
God.
a bridge.
But I do think that sometimes you just got to keep like moving the puzzle pieces, and then sometimes it just like clicks. You need to have some
I've
luck.
done nothing different.
I've had no luck as far as this last month. Was going to weigh in, the thing was broken. I go to weigh in on my home thing. It's a lack of planning. It's my fault. Battery runs out on my whatever the scale. There was just things that I'm like, shit. Like this is the universe is really trying to test me right now.
Yeah, but if you stay the course, you're still going to continue to make progress. Then when you go weigh in, you still should be okay. But now if you were like, you know what, F this, there's no battery, I'm going to have 7 donuts, now you're probably going to go up in weight.
Yeah, I didn't do that necessarily. But so simplifying, I got the diet. I think I said it a million times. The diet I've been decent with. You know, we have our weekends, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, who cares? Diet, the workouts have been great. We haven't really started work at the house yet, so I don't know how that's going to affect the gym downstairs. And then the waking up's been pretty solid. Like I've been getting up at 5 basically every day. Sometimes I don't start till 6 because I'll have like a pre-workout and I'll wait till it hit. But I simplified to just one body part a day.
Gotcha.
Because I felt like I was running out of time and I was rushing and I wasn't giving any body part enough. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
The bro split?
The bro split, yeah. No snooze recommendation. You're up this week. What do you got?
Okay. I
Talk
have a general one, and then I have a specific one I just bought, which you're going to think is goofy as hell. So, maybe not.
Okay.
When you go to sleep, what do you need to sleep well?
Me?
Yeah.
Like me personally?
You personally. Like,
I put a wife beater over my face.
okay. So.
Don't pull out a mask with a No Snooze logo on it or something. Oh my God. Owl eyes.
No,
Okay.
it's a sloth.
Oh.
This is an Etsy purchase, but I have
Okay.
another one that I just purchased that is over the top,
Wait.
which I'll show you. So I swear by eye masks. I never wore them.
I don't like the feeling of the thing around my head.
This is very light. Feel it.
Yeah, but let me go ahead. Talk to the people.
And I had to
while
tie it 'cause I
talk to the
stretched
people while
it.
I model it.
Yeah, the other way. See it? It's incredible.
Okay.
So I got
Am
that
I-
for Dana for one of her birthdays because I usually get like some big gifts. And then
Are you
some small
calling
gadgets.
Dana a sloth?
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
All right.
So and she loves to sleep. So that was like a great gift.
See, I don't like this. I feel it around my ears. That's why a
Well, you're
wife
not
beater.
wearing it well.
A wife beater or
Wife beater's weird.
what are they called? What's the technical
Yeah,
term?
that's not a good one.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't beat my wife. This is I think it's called an A shirt, maybe. You know this thing, CV? What's the a tank top?
That's good. That tank
Yeah,
top. Tank top's good.
I don't know.
So
A muscle shirt.
that is the most basic form. I personally think I get a much better sleep with something cover my eyes
Okay.
because like your phone sometimes goes off in the light. The baby monitor is
Yep.
super bright.
Oh, I have the baby in my bed, so I don't need
that's
the
a little
monitor.
different. You may need the earplugs too. So for me, I can physically feel when I don't wear this to sleep that I don't get as good of sleep.
Okay.
Okay.
I can believe that.
So I'm like, I love this thing, but is there a better one, right? So I started doing this research. I went into a rabbit hole and I found this thing called the Manta mask that I ordered. It has pads
Oh my
that
God.
go around your
for the eyes?
so your eyelashes don't rub up against.
Oh my God.
So it says no pressure. And I think there is an element to like when you calm a baby down, you're supposed to do this. I think when you have something up against your forehead, it either alleviates sinus. There's science, big science.
Okay. Big science. The big science Pirelli.
That helps. So like, I can't wait to friggin' wear this thing.
They
to
look
bed.
like Beats headphones that are going over your eyes. That's what they look
Right?
like. What is that? A unibrow that's going across? Oh my God.
So I will, when I get it in stock, I will bring it. I'll give you the full review.
Gotcha.
But I am so big on eye masks, and all these people that I watch their videos of, like these super successful people, they all have some version of an eye mask.
Wife beater.
Exactly. So it's $35. You know, shipping comes out to more like $40.
Great
100%,
gift.
It's great gift.
Holiday season.
100% blackout for deeper sleep. Hell yeah. Infinitely adjustable. Any size fits. Soft, breathable, durable. Zero pressure on eyelids or lashes. And then it includes plugs and a case wash bag. 100% washable. So you just throw it in
So
the
you
wash.
just throw it in the wash.
But
I
anyway,
like that. I do like that. So I've
or
tried
like
it.
your wife's watching TV, Real Housewives or whatever, and you want to go to bed. Now there's no excuse to not get bed on
But
time.
do you know what I do? Literally, no joke. So I sleep with my shirt
Oh,
off.
I've seen it. You just put a...
But no, I take my shirt off.
Yeah, which stinks, probably.
No, I
Wait,
smoke.
Mike, you've seen it. You said you've seen.
Everybody,
slept with him.
everybody who knows me,
We've been roommates.
everybody who
multiple
knows
times
me
on
knows
trips.
that
I have. I've seen him. I've
multiple
slept in the
times.
same bed,
I've
and I'm
seen
like, what is this gorilla doing? He snores like a friggin' gorilla.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't snore. I'm a cute
It's the
sleeper.
closest thing to sleeping with a bear that you can
No,
ever
I am
compare
a
to.
cutie pie
Every
when
time I
sleep.
sleep next to you, I feel like I'm in a cave and I'm gonna get eaten.
No, but it's
And
true.
you like it cold too, right?
Yeah, so I love the
So it's-
room.
think about it. It's freezing cold. There's a growling noise behind you.
And
while
I'm
you're sleeping.
naked. I'm
And
pretty
he's
much
naked.
naked.
You're like, what is going on?
Shout out my wife for dealing with daddy for
Yeah,
12
she's a
years.
saint. Saint.
Yeah, so Callie now, the way she wakes me up in the morning, because Karina, shout out to her, man. She's been hitting this pelly at 5 a.m. on the dot. She's been waking up literally at the same time, and I take the baby now, so we're a little switched, right? So she runs out of the room, she goes downstairs, she hits the pelly, but Callie might wake me up like 5 minutes before my alarm goes off, and she literally pulls my shirt, and she holds it up, and she's like, Dada. Now, every time she sees a wife beater, she's like, Dada.
Yeah. Go to sleep, Dad. then.
Yeah, that's it. So she knows. Look, my wife might sleep with a wife beater on her face from now on. I don't know.
So if I got
my daughter.
if I got you an eye mask, you wouldn't wear it.
No, because I've tried it. Karina has got me a couple.
I wonder what their return policy is.
But it feels weird. I don't like that pressure. Like, think about it.
That's not pressure.
No,
CV, do you like
but
eye
the
masks?
beater, look, the beater's nice. It goes right over the eyes, and then it droops off to the pillows. So there's no wraparound.
Falls off during sleep.
No.
The best is when you wake up in the middle of the night and you're just like, oh my God, it's pitch black.
And
you
we have
realize you
blackout
have it on.
curtains.
Yeah, you guys are another level. Blackout curtains might just solve everything.
And Chances in there snoring.
Yeah.
And Callie's kicking me in the head. Speaking of last night, 0 sleep.
Yeah, well, I saw that.
Oh, but it was weird. It's one of these
Give me
days.
an eye mask.
I'm nervous because I have energy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, is tomorrow gonna hit me? Is it later that's gonna hit me? I have a 7 p.m. meeting tonight, and I'm like, I don't even know if I could do it. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's
I'm
tough.
nervous.
It's tough. I don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out.
Don't worry about it. You get it. Mike's like, please
In the
don't.
middle of the meeting, your head's gonna go.
Mike's like, please don't work out anymore. Please don't work out
No,
anymore.
you working out has no effect on me working out. It's just a matter of people being more disgusted in me not working out. Does that make sense? And no one thinks I work out anyway.
Listen,
So
well,
what
no,
what do I have to lose?
The
I got
other day,
all haters.
No, the other day was pretty funny.
I cannot wait. It's gonna happen at some. I cannot wait to have an 8-pack
No.
and do a full episode shirtless, and I'll say talk about not working out.
That's true. But the other day, you did a nice pan of the gym.
Oh my God, how crazy is that, Jim?
No, your gym.
Dude, the beds.
But it looked great. But in my head, I'm like,
It's kind of hood, no?
this dude isn't working out. He's just taking a pan of the.
People get bored of the workouts.
Nah, never.
I'm very structured, as you can see.
They don't get bored.
We go chest, we go back, we go shoulders, we go legs.
Nice combo today.
We go
The shoulders
arms.
looked awesome.
What?
Your combo today with the shoulders.
That's nice, right? Hit all the angles. My left shoulder is weak.
Is it?
Both shoulders, but my left is not great. Like it hurts.
Leaning a little bit.
I got to do some icy hot. You ever hit icy hot? One of my buddies, Sean, who I used to work out with in college.
That's a good
He
record.
used to do like the beginning sets, and for the finishes, he would hit it with icy hot, so you get that extra.
I have a.
That's awesome.
I think Alyssa gave it to me actually. A CBD BioFreeze.
Ooh,
Very good. Maybe I'll do that as a recce.
CBD. I'm in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that as a recce.
I cannot wait to have you over. It's cold though now. It's cold.
It's
and-
cold.
Do you like
yeah,
to
it
work
was
out in
like
the cold?
37 degrees.
I was freezing.
I like to sleep in the cold. I don't like to work out in the cold.
It's nice. It's what's nice is when you're warmed up because you're not freezing anymore.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yep. There was a word that I said remind me of because it was
current event.
transparency, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So did you see Elon Musk?
Remind me.
The back and forth that was going on. So let me get this
About
right.
what?
I have
About
a couple notes with the $6 billion. So basically,
oh yeah, he said
the
if
world
I'll match the world hunger.
So the
or something.
UN, WFP, which
Can you
is
imagine having enough money so you could say to people, if you match or prove to me that you can end world hunger, I'll just pay for it.
Right.
That's like picking up the bill
that. Well,
for
thanks,
a town
thanks
for a year.
for vomiting my story.
Sorry, but I'm just
I
saying,
mean,
isn't that crazy?
So let's explain to the people.
You know what? I'm taking over this episode. Are these my cameras?
Yeah. No, but that's actually
Great
true.
current event.
So right, but unbelievable. So I mean, Tesla stock is going through the roof. I mean, you're over $1,100 right now.
Shout out to
Angelo LaRoche again.
because he keeps posting
Yeah.
it and it gets funnier
He's like,
every
wait,
time.
wait for the dip. Wait
and
for
then
the
he keeps
dip.
going, I told you. I told you.
It is good. But anyway, so the UN WFP is it? It's the world. Yeah, world. I don't know.
United
what it
Nations
stands for. Yeah,
World Health Organization, something like
no,
that.
that's WHO. But anyway, CNN Business puts an article out stating that this was the headline. And CNN, Fox, they each go their own way in terms of politics. So this said 2% of Elon Musk's wealth could solve world hunger. That sounded crazy. So then a source, he was a doctor, he tweets out that 2% of Musk's net worth is $6 billion. And in 2020, the WFP raised $8.4 billion. So why didn't that solve world hunger? This guy was on Elon Musk's side.
Yeah.
Then Musk tweets back and he says, if the WFP can describe on this Twitter thread exactly how $6 billion will solve world hunger, I will sell Tesla stock right now and do it.
It's kind of like a half-hearted offer, though, because that's a big ask. It's like, can you prove in a Twitter feed how to end world
basically,
hunger?
he was asking for transparency.
Yeah.
He was like, if you can show publicly, and you have a public accountant show how you're going to spend this $6 billion, then I got you.
The $6 billion.
So then the WFP director, David Beasley, he was quick to chime in, and he says, that basically $6 billion will not solve world hunger. Rather, Beasley and the WFP want $6 billion to feed 42 million people that are literally going to die if we don't reach them this year. So it switched, right? Like, and yes, what he's saying is, I'm sure, accurate, but you came at Elon Musk. This dude basically called your bluff, told you to be transparent, and then you flopped.
Elon Musk doesn't give a
So
what.
look, I figure we're shouting out Elon Musk. If you want to donate 2% to the No Snooze podcast, actually 0.2%.
I'll show you exactly what we're going to do to it. It's going right to our pockets.
There you go. I'm talking a new outdoor swimming pool. I'm talking new Bar Miguel. I'm talking a new studio for CV. Justin Anthony Sanchez with a new satchel across his back.
Satchel.
You know what I mean?
What is that even called?
It's
a crossbody.
Crossbody. The crossbody. Speaking of
Crossbody,
Justin
it's all
Anthony
branding.
Sanchez, so last week he was a ghost. He wasn't here. He sees me.
I thought he was
He
here.
sees me, and he's like, "Yo, man, I apologize for not being there." I'm like, "No problem. CV said you couldn't show up." He was like, "Yeah, but did he tell you why?" I'm like, "No, he didn't." And he's like, "Oh wow, that's messed up because I was what? You didn't say that?
He's airing out all your.
He was like,
laundry.
"I was actually out doing a commercial." So
Ooh.
Justin Anthony Sanchez might
Nice.
be getting famous. More famous than us. He already is famous.
I mean, he's already famous, more
but he
famous.
might be leaving us. I don't know. What kind of commercial was it? Can we put him on a mic real
Was
quick?
it for
or no?
Tesla? Is that where the stock went
Oh, you
crazy?
have a mic. Where's your mic?
It was for Tesla.
Nah, it was most
Crossbody?
definitely for Tesla. it was for a company that I can't name until it comes out. But I was basically hanging from a wall doing a zip line shoot. I have photos. I'll put it in.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
I was
very cool.
literally-
So how'd you get the call? Did they watch the podcast and say like, "Oh, this guy has a good voice"?
Yeah. So what happened was
I'm his agent now,
they
you know?
watched the podcast where I dropped the Prolon box.
Okay.
And they was like, "Hey, so we can't
We got
give him
strap him to
Yeah.
something.
I want this guy.
Yeah. They was like, all right, we got hanging from the ceiling. So
Speaking
yo,
of, with your
drop
little satchel, aren't you leaning now? Because it's so heavy, you probably.
No,
that. Yo, there's literally like nothing in it here.
What a rebrand, by the way. What a rebrand. You went from fanny packs.
It is a fanny pack.
No, but I'm saying the rebrand of that.
Hold on,
It's
let me
literally
put
a
this thing
fanny
on real
pack,
quick.
but you put it across
But you can
your
even
shoulder.
look what's inside. It's just simple stuff.
So what? Can you? I'm very curious. Can you explain what the
Is this right?
functionality of this is?
Yeah,
do
like,
people
what
actually
is
keep
this?
stuff?
All
in
right,
it?
so yeah,
Is this
so
a recommendation?
so the,
backwards, bro.
yeah,
you
you do
do.
it backwards.
How do
You're-
I do this?
You're Neanderthal.
Hold on.
First off, it's not big enough.
no,
It's
definitely
gonna
not.
choke you.
Yeah. But no, the reason why I use it is because I hate stuff in my pockets. So I hate like
It's
big
got a good
pockets.
purpose.
Yeah, it makes sense. Instead of putting stuff in existing pockets in your pants, get a
Yo,
pocket across
looking
your
at
chest.
that on him.
Is this
makes
good?
me
By the
feel
way,
horrible.
The grunting you can hear on the audio
I'm like trying to get
as
it
he's
on.
trying to put it up.
Wait, but if I just pull up with this, you wouldn't be like, "Dave, what are you wearing?"
Well, first off, it's super tight.
Yeah.
So it looks like you're choking. I would be like, oh my God, he's stuck. Let me help him. You know? I'd run to your
that's
your
how I
rescue.
feel. I feel like a little. I don't know.
I think about
I'm
it
like-
half the time when you show up to a place, I'm like, is he choking?
You got
or is that
anything
his
illegal
outfit?
in here?
Nah, look, open it.
Yeah, all right. I didn't
The
want
other way, other
to.
side, other side.
I didn't want to.
But it really
I don't like stuff in my pockets.
Oh, he's got some cheddar.
Chill out.
is it because people don't wear
Oh, lip therapy. It is
Yo, son.
chap lip season.
It is.
Well,
Yo,
he's just
smell it
pulling
too.
out
Smell
cash.
it.
It
It's the
really is.
best
something
one.
personal in there.
Well,
Smell
that's why I
that one.
asked. Did you have anything illegal?
That should have
Nah.
been my review.
So
too.
that's my wallet.
This is
and
the
I hate-
wallet.
I
Oh, this
hate
is the rigid.
the Ridge
the
wallet.
back
wallet.
packet wallet.
So
Oh.
I hate.
I always see this on
Let me see
bulky
Instagram.
that
wallets.
thing. Let me see that wallet.
No, Mike, you're gonna get a wallet.
Is that a
It's the wallet.
self-defense brick?
Oh, he got the keys.
Yeah, let me see the wallet. Let me see the wallet.
He got the keys to the
Dave, let
the
me see the wallet.
Honda.
Let me see the
Ooh.
I don't want the Honda. I want the wallet.
What do you want?
Give me
The wallet? Oh,
You
okay.
keep the cash.
So I don't like
I
bulky
agree
wallets.
with you. But imagine if I
Oh,
was
it's
at
just a
work.
rubber band.
No,
So,
I don't know.
I'll
mean-
show you one. It's called the broccoli strap. My grandfather used to rock
The
it. Did you ever
broccoli
see
strap?
those?
No, what is that?
Someone literally. So people
Gotta
used to
find
put
that.
broccoli straps, which are thicker,
Oh, the
around
bands.
cash. Yeah,
The red rubber bands.
we talked about
Yeah.
stuff. But then they came out with the broccoli strap, and it was just people reselling broccoli straps
Gotcha.
for money because it came like a fad.
So I have the
Pretty cool.
same issue, with things, especially in my pockets.
Yeah, pants are tight. Suit pants,
Right?
not good with
Yeah.
pockets.
So I mean, I have 2 phones. I got a notebook. I got my travel door cigar thing. I got my laptop. So
you're like a kid going to school
no,
in
I'm
the
serious.
movies where you have
Then I
all
got
this
my
stuff.
lunch box. I got my binder. Like I look like a mess. So now I just go Louis Duffel.
Oh,
Yo,
excuse me.
that's what I was just about to say.
You know what I mean?
So I don't like bulky wallets. So I went from one of the foldable ones, got too bulky. So I was like, let me get the Ridge wallet because they said like, oh, like
Yeah,
like,
it always pops up on
it
the
holds
gram.
like 12 cards. Got the Ridge wallet.
You like
Turns
it?
out I do like it.
You
but
do.
I've
You got
started
12
putting-
cards?
No, it holds 12 cards before it expands. It holds 12 cards before it
Gotcha.
expands. And I started to realize where it's like it's still getting bulky, and I don't like it. So I was looking into, not saying I have to get a Louis one, but I was looking,
get the Louis.
I was looking into the card holders.
They have ones now where
The
they go
Louis
around your
Vuitton.
phone. They attach to your phone, and then you
Really?
can have your phone like over your shoulder. It's more of a woman thing.
This is a sick man purse.
I'm gonna start wearing the
take it off. Oh.
crossbody to real estate showings.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Dude.
want? I got
Oh
a
my
pen
God.
for you. Very cool.
Good feature,
I like that
Justin.
Justin's like in the know, so we get a little taste of like what is
A little
popular
taste
now.
of 17.
I feel old when he talks about the fads. And
It is crazy, right? But remember, that was like the flyest time for us, I feel like.
What the
Just
what?
being 17.
That time? Yeah. I mean, I didn't dislike it. I didn't
No.
get caught in it though. I feel like a lot of people got caught in that era, you know, or like
I
the
don't know.
college era, and they're all like, "Oh, in college."
College is fun, too.
It's like it's over. Find a new show. What movie?
I don't know.
Yeah, you'll never.
What
get
movie
one.
is that?
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh,
when he's
I've
crying
seen
about
that.
the pig. He's like,
I've
"You
s-
made me kill it," and he's like,
Wait,
you
forgetting
sound
Sarah
like
Marshall.
a big baby.
Is that different than 50 First Dates?
Yeah. He goes, "You sound like a big baby," and he goes, "You look like a big baby," and he goes, "I didn't mean that."
Is that
And he
Adam
got a three.
Sandler?
Dude, no.
Ah.
It's not even close to being
50
Adam
First
Sandler.
Dates is Adam
It's
Sandler,
the big
no?
guy, the tall guy.
First dates is.
See,
Forgetting
same
Sarah
theme.
Marshall is one of the best.
Add it to the list.
Movies
Can you
of
make
all
it? Can you
time.
go back 80 episodes and add up all the movies
can
that I
add
have to watch?
She's Out of My League. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Super Bad. Those are movies you have to watch when they're on TV.
But have you seen Titanic?
Titanic, terrible.
8
Most
Mile,
overrated movie
8
of all
Mile,
time. 8 Mile's fine,
A
but
Bronx
it's like,
Tale.
all right, well, you can rap. We get it. All right, what else? Throw me some more.
Wait, did you say most overrated movie in all
Titanic
time?
is the most overrated of all
It's
time.
based on a true
movie
story.
stinks. Yeah. Did you know it was
Titanic
Did you know it was a
stinks?
conspiracy?
Whoa.
Did you know it was a conspiracy?
Titanic stinks?
Did you know it was a conspiracy?
Are we getting into
Michael.
conspiracy theories now?
So there's a theory. Did I tell you
this show's
theory,
getting
right?
flagged.
Did I show you Did I tell you the theory about how like there was two ships, and then they painted the old one, the Titanic, and 3 guys that were competitors to the owner of the Titanic.
Mike just said 3 guys
Yeah,
and
what
put
was
the
that?
4 fingers. 3 guys.
3 guys that were competitors to the owner of the Titanic were on it, and the owner backed out right before it went out. So
Ooh, sketchy
people
business.
think that he killed them on purpose.
I don't know. Titanic, in my opinion.
Long story short,
I mean,
worst
I'm
movie
very
of
well
Leo
versed.
ever.
I'm very well versed when it
She
comes to.
could have let him on the whole point of the movie is that he dies. She had room. She's selfish, and that's what's wrong with her.
That's
Rose, and then when they talk to her when she's older, I just want to be like, I'm surprised regret hasn't killed you yet.
Oh my God, Rose.
We're gonna
Is she
get
a-
flagged.
Is she alive still?
Someone did that costume for Halloween. It was on
Titanic.
TikTok. Yeah,
That's pretty good. Speaking of Halloween, by the way, so my wife and I, it's very funny. Well, yes, with my daughter,
were
I
phenomenal as
was.
Moana.
Am I saying Moana wrong?
yeah. It's not Moana.
What is it?
You're not Moana.
Yeah, like
Don't put that
Moana.
over there. You
Moana.
scratch Moana.
It's not
Moana.
Anna. It's not the Spanish version.
Moana.
Where is she from?
Where's Moana from?
Yeah.
Honolulu.
Montanui, dude. Come
Hawaii,
on.
no?
My daughter loves it. When Callie was with Livy, she was like, it was like seeing a star. She was excited.
Oh my
So she
God. So
watches.
no, that was fun dressing up like that. But like, so listen.
I got a question.
Halloween.
Why the hell did you have you have tattoos? You have a body like that.
So-
Why would you cover it up?
Listen, man. I don't know. I didn't want to be too.
Out of all the costumes, we
I-
could have
it
got
was-
some views.
It was humble. I had to be humble. But we went to an adult party too,
yeah.
and I pulled out the lumberjack that happened to have a big piece of wood hanging through the middle of his legs. But my wife, she likes she gets into Halloween. Have you ever seen
They're
Here's
scary.
a movie
They're
reference.
scary.
Have you ever seen Mean Girls?
Yes.
Right.
They
So
made me watch it.
when
Also, super
you know,
overrated.
all the girls are dressed like really cutesies for the party, and
Yeah,
then
the-
like
the bunnies or
she,
whatever.
yeah, and then she comes in and she's like and she's dressed like really scary, and they're like,
That's
this
her.
is not this type of party. That's my wife, right? Good movie reference, by
That
the
was
way.
great. That was
Bingo.
good.
But so she's like, let's be the Addams family. Let's put on as much clothes as possible, and I'm like, let's take off our clothes. I told you I wanted to be sexy veterans, right? Some sort of military personnel, something looking good. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not dressing up like you. I'm gonna be a lumberjack. So I was a lumberjack, but by the end of the party, I just had the wife beater on, suspenders,
The wood.
and that was really it, and some Timberlands. And my wife is in the corner like, ah.
That costume was questionable. I was like, all right, Dave.
Anyway, I don't know.
Looks
so
like a fun party.
Yeah, we're now. Let's
Shout
get
out
in.
for the invite. What are we talking about?
It wasn't my party. It
I know,
wasn't
I'm
me.
kidding. Shout out.
We wanted to take a quick second to let you guys know that we partnered with our good friends over at Orgain.com. We're happy to offer our listeners 30% off by entering the code NoSnooze30. Again, that's NoSnooze30 for 30% off your first order. If you're on the market for a new protein powder, nutritional shake, protein bar, or Mike's favorite, collagen peptides, Orgain is your one-stop shop. As all of you know, my Crohn's disease is currently in remission, and the only protein I use is from Orgain. My personal favorites are the chocolate peanut butter and the vanilla bean. With the code, you can try a 2-pound tub for under $20. Talk about not snoozing. Go get yours today. Now, back to the epi.
Dolphin,
We are
thanks.
talking keep it simple,
Yeah.
right? So, have you heard?
What
and
was that transition?
You know
What is
that I
going
love
on?
a good acronym.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna
You-
say.
KISS.
Yeah, I knew it.
You knew it?
Yeah, I know Kiss.
You do?
Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it
I'm
simple,
stealing all
stupid.
your stuff today.
So, but not for nothing. Do you know when this came about?
Your grandfather.
Nah, but around 1960s in the Navy was when they really adopted it. There's arguments that it was World War II, so that's a little bit before. But basically, it was an engineer that coined the term "keep it simple, stupid." It's been transformed to "keep it super simple" to be nice.
I don't like that.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Or keep it super there was
Sexy.
super sexy. I like that one too. But anyway, something my grandfather used to preach in our little car rides to school is about how important it is to keep things simple. And I remember him utilizing the analogy of basketball, talking about Michael Jordan. And he was like, look, this guy is the best in the world. He's the best to ever do it. But he keeps it simple. He goes in the gym and he shoots 1,000 shots a day. Not hard, right? Pretty simple. I mean, not all the
Hard,
extra moves
but
and stuff,
yeah,
but
not
you get
complicated.
really good. His point was you get really good in life by doing the simple things consistently
Well,
and
yep.
doing them well. Exactly. So that was the first thing when you said keep it simple. I'm like, oh, kiss. And that's what I thought about. So
So you just start throwing
mwah.
besitos to everyone.
Yes, besitos.
So him going to the gym. So it's not easy though. That's the thing. It's like just because it's
Consistency isn't
simple
easy.
doesn't mean it's not
Nope,
easy.
The act is simple. Consistency of the act
yeah,
is hard.
but even doing like something 1,000 times is not easy.
Listen, are you talking to the 1,000 push-up kid? I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know.
you did have a good error there. That's why I think my shoulder hurts.
Your shoulders, toes.
But it's something that I keep thinking about because we talked about like focus, confused
Mm-hmm.
mind, and then like just sometimes you need to have a conversation with yourself and be like, all right, what is the simple answer to this? There's better answers out there,
Mm-hmm.
but what's the easiest thing I can do right now? And then I can figure it out later, you know?
Yeah.
So that's with like the diet stuff lately. I've been like, all right, I can make French toast that are anabolic and have high protein. What
What does anabolic mean?
Is it anabolic means high protein, right?
Anabolic versus catabolic.
I have no idea. I'm a dog guy, but
I'm a dog
what does
guy.
catabolic mean?
Catabolic is what you don't want to be. You want to remain anabolic because when your body goes into catabolic phase, it's actually eating your muscles.
So when I was doing the 1,000 calories a day, I was catabolic.
Yeah, but it depends when you're feeding. You know,
Feeding.
Yeah,
That's such a like an absurd. I heard someone
babe,
say that.
it's feeding time.
Yeah. That's like an aggressive term. Like, what are you doing right now? I'm just feeding. Like, what? Are you a Dracula? Like, are you a vampire? What?
Oh my god, are you a Dracula?
Are you a Dracula? But yeah, just like not overcomplicating things is one of the hardest things for me to do. I find myself getting overly creative for no reason, right? Like, for example, I'll give you an example. Brought a listing on, I usually send a mailer. So I'm like, oh shit, I can make a mailer that has like a QR code. People can watch the video, do this, do that.
A lot of effort.
I can make them, I can show up at their house with like balloons, like all I'm like, just send a mailer out and handwrite it so that the chances of them opening it are higher.
Because it's personalized.
Very basic, right?
Yep.
Versus I'm going to make this amazing card that no one's going to look at because when you get a card in the mail, you just throw it out, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to get back to the basics and keep things simple so that they get done, and then it creates more opportunity for not the least amount of effort, but a simple effort. Like sometimes you get so complicated on things, you just never get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it would have been much better. Yeah, maybe it wasn't going to get an award for marketing, but you at least got the point across. And if someone was interested, they will call you.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. I kind of struggle. I struggle with the concept of simplicity in my personal life a little bit because there's time, and this goes back to the conversation of saying no.
Yeah.
Right, because I know I have a problem. If Dave Regina is going to show up somewhere, I can't just chill in the corner.
Your first problem is talking about yourself in third person.
Well,
what's the second one?
So I can't just go to an event and like hang out in the corner. right? So I constantly think, I'm like, well, how am I going to do all these things on a weekend when I'm supposed to have family time? I'm supposed to go here. I'm supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be in 10 different places. And then I overthink things. And I'm like, well, if I go, maybe I can have, a couple drinks, but not get too crazy. That's not realistic either, right? So the simple answer, though, to some things, and I've been working on it, is no.
Yeah.
That no eliminates things
Yeah.
for me in my personal life,
Mhm.
right? And that's something that I really am trying. I'm trying to get a little better, but I love going to things, and I got a little FOMO,
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to like events.
Yeah, you might have the most FOMO.
But I want to be I'm a people person.
You're a people person. You want to squeeze the juice out of life. You're like, it could be a lot of. You're pretty optimistic when it comes to events too. You're like, it'll be great. It'll be great.
Yes.
I'm a little more pessimistic with events, where I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mhm.
But I enjoy it. I enjoy once I get to places.
Yep.
But I am the type that I'm like, do we really have to go?
Yeah, no, but it's something I don't know, and it gets harder and harder, I guess, as you get older, because then you're gonna have the kids' schedules, you're gonna have your wife, it's all over the place.
So, do you have any rules for yourself so that that decision becomes easier and you can keep it simple?
So not that exact decision, because that's what I'm working on, but if I look at the scope of really what it is that I do on a day-to-day basis, it is pretty simple. And the more that I find routines with things, that is when I'm at my best. And it's because it's a simple decision, right? Eggs in a bag every day. A weird thing. But I was
even the way you say
but
it
I was
sounds
just crushing eggs
in a
before.
bag.
Yeah, for everybody that doesn't know. Instead of Tupperware sometimes, if they're in the dishwasher, I'll use a plastic bag and I'll throw my eggs in. But meal prep for me, right? Simple. The simple decision, go food shopping, make the meals. That way, yes, it's a little work right there, but for the rest of the week, simplicity. At work, doesn't matter how busy I am. Today, right after this, I got a call on my way to call on my way. You like
You're very
the hand motions
I
are
love
crazy.
It. Sorry, I keep
Get in the
interrupting
car.
you, but
I have a call. Then I have a full-time staff meeting. Then I have 2 more meetings right after that, back to back to back. You can get very overwhelmed with thinking of your to-do list. But every day I walk in my office after it's clean from the day before, fresh sheet of paper. And all I do is I write down my to-do list because I want to see just that. And it's the most simple thing that I do, but I do it every day.
Yeah.
So any day you come into my desk, you're going to see a loose leaf piece of paper, right? Handwritten with the things that I have to do.
I wish I could sneak into your office and just write on it every morning. Good morning, honey.
that would screw me up.
Yeah.
That would screw
Who
me
is
up.
leaving notes on my fresh sheet of paper?
Think about like the gym, right? Like the simple. I get caught in my
Give me
head.
an example in the gym. Like some days do you get overcomplicated?
No.
Like, you know what? I'm just gonna do push-ups.
I get. I wouldn't say that, because I always make sure that I know what I'm doing before I walk in the gym.
Okay.
Always. But I keep it extremely simple to make the decision that I have to go to the gym. Right? Yes, if you get thrown off and something comes up, no problem. But the simple solution is making sure you go to the gym. And then when you're there, I like to plan. So it might be the night before, might be just in the morning when I'm taking care of Callie, putting her diaper on or clothes. I'm thinking already of what I'm going to do in the gym. I think preparation for me is the key to a simplified life. When I'm not prepared for things and my routine is off, I make things very difficult for myself.
Yeah.
Because I find myself thinking of too many things. Oh, I should do this. Oh, no, I should do this. I could do this. I could do that. No, go.
Yeah. Yeah. Nailed it. Do you think that? Do you ever get in a situation where you remove yourself from some decisions? Like, do you replace yourself, like at work?
Oh, yeah.
Or like with Karina, are you like, hey, you figure this out?
I'll give you a good
Whatever
example.
you decide, I'm game.
Well,
that type of thing?
with work for me, what I struggle now that I'm in the position that I'm in, I feel like on your climb up to any sort of success in your eyes, whatever that is, if it's the next position or something. I remember when I was a little younger, always wanting shine for things. Like I remember, like wanting the shine, wanting the credit.
Yeah.
Very Dave Regina-esque of
No,
my
I was like, let's clarify and shine
Yes.
for things. I'm like, you just
no,
want
like
things to
I
be
would want to
shiny?
do something and then have it known to where like, okay, yeah, my name was
did it.
in that, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's a piece of that's
I think everyone has some level of
you
that,
do, but
know?
whereas now my focus is simple. I'm like, we have a task at hand. Let's get the best team in place to make it happen, and then as we present it, whatever happens, it's the team.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I don't go for any extra credit. And what I find is that more credit ends up coming my way.
Yeah.
It's ironic though, because I'm like, well, if I knew this back in high school, I would have been a team player from the beginning.
Yeah.
But instead, no. I always thought there's an I in win, which yes, there is.
There
and
is.
it's a Michael Jordan-esque term, which I do have.
Yeah.
But when it comes to business, we said this on podcast over a year ago. I am all about building a successful team. Yes, I can have the skills to do everything that I need to do in my line of work, but I don't want to do everything.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Well, it's not your best return on time anymore. It used to be where you do certain tasks, some tasks, right?
Yeah,
like when you were starting out, whatever daily task
You got to
you're
prove
doing.
yourself.
Yeah, well, you do it, you learn it, and then you replace yourself.
Yes.
So, like, something that I'm struggling with now is getting everything done. I say it every year, and every year,
Like what, though? What do you mean everything?
like all my tasks, like following up with everyone, getting listings set up, marketing, appointment scheduling, like, it's not uncommon that I barely get back to everyone in the same day, which is a rule I have is like you have to get back to everyone within the same day and then schedule the next appointment, the next whatever it is, the next step. I'm finding myself, it's getting harder and harder to do, and I'm running into the same issue because every year it's been more and more. So every year I get a little more efficient, but the input gets more too. So I'm not outpacing it. I just have to keep reworking things.
Gotcha.
So something that at the end of the year I kind of reflect a little bit about is that I need to keep replacing myself to some extent. Like when I started out, I used to do all my accounting. Like I used to record all my trips, where I was, which was good for data. But then I realized it's a big waste of time. Let me replace myself, and I just need to make, whatever the difference is so that it makes sense financially.
Yep.
So something that this year I find myself doing more and more of is social media stuff, where I'm like, it's literally, I have it down to a science where I take 3 clips or whatever it is. You know what I mean? The no snooze stuff I can still do in the morning because it's before the day gets crazy. And then I've been posting the clip at the end of the night, the YouTube stuff, because Monday mornings don't work well because we have for whatever reason, it's just hectic. So I don't want to like make a mistake. So I'd rather do it at the end of the day. So I'm reworking things, but it's becoming very evident that I need to hire someone to do my scheduling and social media. So I'm like, I need someone to do that so then I can focus on marketing, calling clients back and talking with clients more than figuring out my appointments and scheduling things.
I know a social media guy. If you, I'm looking for some side work.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't work well because you're busy too. But so like, it's hard to make that leap because people are depending on you for that position, but you need to do it. And even if it's a headache for this month, there's no way you can keep scaling if you don't replace yourself. And I'd much rather, someone had a saying, this guy, Alex Hermosi, he's like really in shape. He basically did a video. I'll send it I'll put a link, but he talks about why people don't lose weight, and he just breaks it down. He's very good at explaining complex things.
Why don't people lose weight?
Complex things simply.
I'm serious.
I can't. I'll tell you in one sec. But he's very good at breaking down complex things and just making them super simple and cutting out the fat. And it's like, what do you need to know, right? You don't need to know every exercise under the sun. You need to know what not to eat. You need to know what to eat. You need to know how much protein. Very basic stuff. So he does that with business. And his thing is, he's like, I don't want 1,000 slaves where I have to make all decisions. I want a team of all-stars that are smarter than me so that in their respective fields, I can just get their expertise and we can collectively, as a group, grow faster than one person who's a tyrant.
100%.
So I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. But so what I'm trying to do now is being super simple with not only what I'm putting in place, but the conversations with myself. All right, so where is your most stress? Scheduling. What's the easiest way to alleviate that? Hire someone. All right, if you hire someone, how do you pay them? Easiest thing would be a portion of deals that come in, incentivize them to be organized, help me out. Paying them in the first couple months just as stipend, just a flat rate. All right, well, if that's the case, then have you identified people? Yes, I know who I would talk to. Next step, go talk to them. You don't need to know all the answers. You don't need to know that it's a forever relationship. But if you can do it now, then even if this person doesn't work out or another person in the future, you at least have some type of structure that you can plug someone else in. Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's well said. I think everybody struggles with that to some extent.
Yeah.
I happen to be fortunate that I'm in an arena where we have been able to build our team already.
Yeah.
For business.
Yeah.
So what that guy is talking about is spot on. Like I don't look to myself anymore to be the guru of everything.
Yeah.
Like no, we have specific people in place. And when you give them responsibility, they end up holding themselves accountable.
Yeah, there's more autonomy, so they feel more pride. They make better decisions.
Exactly.
But a lot of it's incentivizing people in the right angle. So it's something that every year I try to get better at. And I if it's kind of dumb, but if I find myself doing the same thing the year before, then I need to change something, because I know in its simplest form, my job is to sell houses.
Yep.
Right. So if I'm doing something else that's not selling houses and I can replace myself, then I need to do that. And something that I've had conversations with clients is about, and I was curious. I'm like, hey, here, because one of the guys I know was like, you should hire someone to be an agent below you. I'm like, that's great, but if you called me and I said, this guy's going to call you back, wouldn't you be a little upset with me that it's not me talking to you? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, if that's the case, then I need to free myself up so I'm able to do the high level things that not everyone can do. Right.
Yep.
And he was like, oh, it's a good point. I think a lot of people make the mistake, and I've done in the past, in delegating the important things, like showing properties. Like the amount of people that I've seen that just send anyone with their people to my properties, I'm like, I don't know if I would do that. You know?
Yeah, of course.
I would rather lose the business than
and then
do
just
it,
be straight up
you
like,
know?
hey, I'm not going to do this business with you, versus just sending somebody.
But that's a simple, like, I have a simple outlook on bigger's not better as far as my team that of agents, but my team around the agent work, like the graphic design. Like I want people that do things so I don't have, like the video guy, you know, like we're not trying to learn video. We have Claudio, and he's infinitely better as he's a partner. Like that structure, I think, is a lot more simple, but also a lot more effective.
I agree 100%. I remember during the pandemic, we had a conversation about this on the podcast, and that was my theme.
Yeah.
And you were very much of the essence of, I want to do everything, and I agree with you that you should know everything.
Well, here's the caveat, right? Like now that I've done all the social media for my accounts, I can tell people exactly what to do, and I know they're not bullshitting me.
Gotcha.
Right? Like I've clipped out videos. I know how hard it is. So like when CV, Chris, whoever I'm working with is like, hey, I'm backed up. This took a long time to edit. Like I get it. Like you're not an asshole because you're like, why is it taking? Like it's a lot of fucking work.
Yes.
And if you don't do it, you don't really know. And like YouTube, I got to know YouTube this year, and I'm like, oh, you have to do X, Y, and Z. But other than that, it's just add-on stuff. If you keep it simple, then as long as someone's knocking these three things, if it gets posted on time, you're putting the keywords, and there's a description, you'll do fine. Right. So it's like, I feel like in my profession, you kind of have to do a little bit of everything and then replace it.
Yeah. That makes sense, because at least you know where you're at, you know the scope of work that needs to be done, and then you can execute.
Because I see social media people BSing people all the time, and especially in real estate, where they're like, I'll run your social media, and they have like 100 followers, and they're not even like, you know what I mean?
All these stupid agencies that are, you know, it's all nonsense. Speaking of No Snooze, I was thinking of an example, and if you guys remember when we first started, it took us forever to create a logo.
Yeah.
Right? We did the NS for No Snooze with the shields, and, you know, we're spending all this time doing things. We end up coming back together, and it turns out our logo is the most simplest thing that can humanly be thought of when it comes to No Snooze, right? A Z for sleeping, very literally, with a line through it. Like it doesn't get more simple than that. And simple is always best. I remember, so in leadership, I've adopted something. One of my previous bosses, you know, he used to preach this over and over. And I think it's like an original Einstein quote, but it's along the lines of, if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, one, you don't know it, right? You don't know it well enough, and two, it's not simple enough.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's something, like if you can't explain something to a 6-year-old, a child, then you don't know it well enough, and it's not simple enough. Yeah, I think that's genius.
The confused mind says no. It's like what we were talking about last week.
Always.
Yeah.
Then recently, like I would say, I don't know, over the summertime, we were all, you know, a little overwhelmed. I felt very complacent with where we were at with No Snooze, right? So I literally said to myself, I'm like, I have to adopt a plan. If I don't adopt a plan, we're going to be in the same position, is how I was telling myself, especially for Instagram, right? Like I needed to adopt something. So I committed to 30-day process. I literally wrote out the plan, and I'm like, okay, every single day I'm going to post a clip. Then the next day I'm going to post a quote. I want to post shareable content to try to drive other people to share our stuff. Yeah. Right. And now it's driven by data. Yeah. So the simple part, yes, the work part of it was making the plan. The simple thing, though, because I was battling, man, every day. I was, you should post a clip. Oh, well, the timing's not right. Maybe you're not going to have the right hashtags. People aren't going to like this. You just start thinking about things where it's like, no, adopt the plan, execute the plan. Turns out, literally, and then you get data like this. Read this.
I can't read it. Can you break it
Right,
down
yeah.
for me?
So
Keep it
this is
simple for me.
the insights on Instagram. Insights
yeah.
on Instagram, right? Over the past 30 days, you reached 18,000 accounts in the last 30 days, plus 144% compared to August 28th to September 26th.
And I would say, if you haven't yet, follow, like, subscribe.
Yeah, absolutely. At No Snooze Podcast.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But like when you get data like that, that's incredible to me.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
now it shows, like, look, the plan is work, but now executing the plan is simple.
But here's my challenge, right? You need to we need to replace you on
That'd
Instagram
be great.
because your highest return on time is recording this, talking to people, the people inboxing and creating relationships versus it takes a long time, I know.
Yes.
So we at each level just need to keep replacing ourselves.
Yes.
You know what
But
I mean?
I wanted to make sure.
You need
that
to get a kickstart, but that's what I'm saying.
I started doubting ourselves. I'm like, maybe the content's not good enough. Maybe what we're saying. I'm like, let me just go back. Let me pull clips. And let me just go. And when the feedback is like that, even if the feedback wasn't as good as that, but you were able to see some growth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a confidence boost.
You know what's funny? Sorry, I'm a little sidetracked,
go ahead.
but something I think about all the time, which is kind of dumb, is I'm like, there's a lot more less entertaining people out there that are doing way better.
Yes, 100%.
I think about that for everything.
I agree.
Parenting,
Yep.
real estate. Like, I'm always thinking, I'm like, that guy can do it.
Yes.
We can do. You know what I mean?
Yep. And,
Not to put anyone down.
but that's a skill too. Something that I've adopted now recently, and this isn't the simple piece, but just off of your point, I used to get very like jealous. Oh my God, how did they get there, or how did they do this? That shit took work.
No, of course.
Like, so
In some
now it's
form.
like you should use it as an inspiration. If they can do it, so can I.
Yeah.
Unless you're not willing to put the work in.
The simple question too is like, is their success preventing our success? If the
No.
answer is no, then it's like, who cares?
Ooh, Michael Strahan.
Is that what Michael Strahan said?
Listen, Michael Strahan
I
and
was like,
Ed
is
Milet.
that- what are you talking about? Is that my nickname?
You just hit something. Michael Strahan, Ed Milet, phenomenal interview. Just came out. Strahan goes, it's very.
He's a beast. Mike
Oh,
Strahan.
it does. The amount of things that he actually
beast.
does is wild.
I think he does too much.
He does well though.
Too much.
So I don't know. But anyway, the short version of what he was saying is people think that you get to the top and it's a slope straight down, right? You go up, you're there, and then boom, it comes right back down. He's like, really, it's very flat at the top. He's like, there's so much room for everybody in the world to be at the top. He's like, but we're so conditioned to think that there's only room for one at the top. There's only room for two at the top. Like, no, the top is actually flat. It was mind blowing for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. There's what is it? There's a I don't even know what the word is. A metaphor for crabs, how they boil. Have you ever heard this one? Like
how they actually boil them?
So when a crab, I think this is it.
When they scream?
So a crab is in a pot, right? And as you slowly turn the heat on, it doesn't know it's boiling. And it's so gradual that eventually it boils. So that is seen as a negative, right? Like where if you're slacking, I think of it as a positive. Sometimes you don't feel like you're like heating up, and then you get to a point you're like, wow, I am on a roll, but it doesn't feel like that. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Is that good? Sorry.
It does. Yes. And as long as you're taking the action to doing whatever it is that your end goal is, and you're keeping it simple, you're making progress. I could tell you on that 30 days. Sorry, I know you want to.
No, I was going to jump. Go ahead.
But that last 30 days of me doing what I was doing, I remember it was day 6. And I'm like, oh man, I'm not getting the feedback that I want.
Yeah.
By day like 21, that's when I was like, oh wow, this is really working.
Yeah.
But it was the compound interest of the consistency, because I would see things from 3 days ago getting shared, because Instagram, the way the algorithms work now, is like you can post something today, it doesn't pop up on somebody's feed until 2 days from now.
Yeah, it's pretty weird how
Sucks.
it does it now.
Yeah, IG, stop playing with me.
Yeah. The point where you were saying at the top and all that stuff, like the thing I think about all the time is like, what fun would it be to be successful if you didn't have friends that were also successful?
Yes.
Right? Like, is that fun? I don't think it's fun. Like, you don't want to be getting the bill all the time.
No, but yeah, well, I was just going to say, just be so successful that then you can, carry me on your back.
Me? No, I'll lean on you.
Listen, the amount of shows you have, one of these are going to hit.
Either that or I'm going to get banned or like sued or something. One of the two.
Instagram is blocking all your stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's too many shows here.
But to that point, like the simple thing about all of it is like just start doing stuff. And
you do that well.
Some of it doesn't work. And it's like people really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you fail, they're like, whatever. Because if one thing works, then they're like, oh,
And it's a
cool.
topic of conversation for 1 minute, maybe.
Yeah,
Like they might talk trash, like, oh wow, he failed. He thought he was gonna do this.
the
and
simple outlook, now that I'm saying simple every 2 seconds, is the end game, right? So it's like the game, if you're looking at the end game, the game's a long game. So how can you see if someone won or lost if the game's not over? And if the game is your life, then it's like, all right, well, then you can't ever be really losing because there's a lot of game left.
This is Mike's way of saying that there's a month and a half left in the year, and he's coming in at
That's what I'm
7%
saying. You come
body
in hot
fat.
at the end, dude. I can crash diet and get down.
No, well said. Anything else on simplicity?
No, I'm trying. I struggle with the food. The food thing has been the biggest strain in my life. I cannot wait. I'm gonna get like a meal prepping or a chef. There's something that I'm gonna
A
replace
meal
myself.
prepping or a chef?
Because something I think about is like for during the week, I don't eat to enjoy. I eat for fuel.
Is that true though? But
100%.
Can I ask you this
But
question?
I love food, so I'd much rather spend money going out and buying a really nice steak
Yes.
versus wasting money on groceries that I'm like, whatever.
But can I ask you this question?
Ask me.
Frozen vegetables,
Yeah.
6 turkey burgers, and 6 regular burgers. You throw them on the grill.
I
No,
also don't
seriously.
want to like die of boredom, you know?
No. You just said that
Yeah, I
you
eat for fuel. Yeah, I do.
You throw them on the grill. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You
Throw them on the grills too much. That's my
What?
point. Is that there's no I'm
Michael.
not, listen, I have no structure anymore in my life when it comes to home. Me and my wife do very well trying to figure it out, but there is no structure as far as meals, the baby. I'm not fighting the chaos anymore. What I can do is I heat up rice and then I throw frozen chicken or fish in an air fryer. It's the same concept.
Yeah, but you can't do as much as quick.
Yeah,
the grill is
but
bigger.
I'm not on top of it, right? I'm just doing it, and then I can run around like crazy.
But that's my thing. Like literally what I do, and this is how I operate.
Maybe I'll get you to prep everything for me.
No, turn the propane on.
Yeah.
I turn the gas on. I go inside. I let it heat up to 500 degrees.
Yeah.
While I'm doing something
Yeah,
else.
I guess in theory you could.
5
We
minutes
don't really
each
use
bag
the
in the
grill like that,
microwave,
though.
Mike. 5 minutes in the microwave.
Oh, so I'm on the microwave train. I'm 100%.
But burgers take 10
But then you got to
minutes.
clean the grill.
You're talking 3 seconds.
I'm trying to get in my head, right? This is kind of like
You want magic burgers to
No.
fly to your house and be consumed, and then you
know
just get
what
brawling
My problem is I sometimes don't take the steps to get to what
to
I
the simple place.
to what I want, right? Like in my vision, I'm not even making a decision. I just have meals ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. 6-pack.
Oh, well,
Like, I'm just saying-
when you get there, that will be great.
But I'm being honest.
I hear you.
And I'm like, all right, I'm not saying that I want to be a billionaire, but I'm like, these billionaire people, they don't cook.
But
Why are we cooking? We're talking about cooking.
let me ask you
How
something.
about that? How about that?
Where's
Ryan?
that from?
We're talking about practice.
Oh, practice.
Talking about
Allen
cooking.
Iverson. I know that.
But there's like I enjoy cooking,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a downfall because if I start to cook too much, then I get too into it, and I'm throwing, and I'm like, bam,
Look, the
boom.
wall burgers and then these turkey burgers that I do, they're the easiest thing. And when I feel
Well, you do steak and salmon too, which is great.
that's for dinner. But
Yeah.
for lunch, I do turkey burgers,
But
regular. burger.
what's wrong with just a protein shake?
So you're drinking your calories and your protein versus consuming them, like actually eating them.
So it's not as good.
It doesn't digest the same.
But the simple answer is like, at least it's protein for now. I'm
guess.
trying to take the minor steps.
I mean,
I know. I see it. I see it.
But it's this year has been fun
It's been
because
fun, but hardest year to date, I think.
Agreed, 100%. And I think it's only getting harder because of the babies and how they operate. And then you talk about the potential of growing your family. That's a whole nother
Doesn't get
concept.
easier.
It doesn't get easier, which is funny because I remember coming on a podcast like, "Oh, my baby's 3 weeks old. You know, she's so hard to deal with."
We still have no idea.
No idea.
Yeah, they're so
which
young.
is good because we're sharing the journey as we go.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the fitness piece and doing everything, like I really do feel like my discipline in fitness, my discipline in meal prepping, it translates to my work life
Yeah, I agree with that.
so well.
But
And
if I fail in fitness or in food, then it translates to my work life, and I don't feel great. Does that make sense?
well, then don't fail. This simple. Don't fail.
It's easier said than done.
No, it's not. Throw it on the grill. Eat it. Don't eat anything else. Simple.
Like some days, if like I don't get a great workout, I'm like, I just set off my day bad. Whereas if I didn't even work out,
Yeah.
I'd be like, it doesn't matter, right?
I-
But
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying my brain kind of works like if I don't get the momentum going the right way,
Yeah.
sometimes it's a detriment. So in the past, I've just cut it out, but I haven't cut it out. But it's become more of a stress. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
Anybody
I hear you.
out there?
Yeah.
I hope some people agree with me as we were saying this. They're
No,
like,
it's
I kind of
different.
agree with Mike.
Look,
Not like
I
you're
agree
soft,
with
eat a
you.
turkey burger.
Well, I wouldn't say you're soft, but I think you have to pair discipline to make things simple. If that makes sense. I think you have to have discipline for things to be simple in life. You can't just, magically
absolutely.
become
I'm
a billionaire.
You got
I know.
You
got to put the work into.
You got to be organized, which I struggle with. You got to be focused, which I struggle with. There's I'm realizing to get to another level, I need to upgrade that stuff. And it's hard for my inner chaos because I love being wacky and loony, but you just can't be about certain things.
I agree.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it's a struggle. It's a daily struggle. I enjoy being a little weird. I enjoy being a little out there.
You don't think I'm
I
weird?
enjoy working in my working out in my dance shoes.
Joy.
But it's hard. It's so hard to be.
But
focused.
is it though?
Yeah,
is it?
dude. Yes.
Is it hard?
Yes.
Is it hard?
Yes.
See, when you
don't think it's hard being disciplined?
no,
Dave.
no, it's a I
What
don't.
you've done for the last 15 years hasn't been difficult. Do not
So,
say no.
This
was
gonna be,
easy?
I'm going to be careful
Sticking to your workouts with a baby's
I'm
easy?
going to be careful.
Come on.
I'm
I just won this debate.
going to be careful with my words. The action of the consistency is hard, but when I simplify it to say all I have to do is this workout right now.
But what's the first thing?
What do you mean,
What's the first thing? Taking action, and that's hard. So,
See,
ergo, it's all hard.
For me, that part isn't hard. I like to go. It's
I
the
enjoy it
part
too, but
leading
it's
up. You
difficult.
take a lot of action, but it's the part leading up to the action that people struggle with the most. You're debating it so much instead of just going. You're talking all this shit about why you can't cook turkey burgers on a damn grill when in reality, if you just did it, it's simple.
I have a limited brain capacity when it comes to decisions, a day, fatigue, and at the end of the day, to cook and all that stuff, and I should prep, I know. But when I try to cook at the end of the day, it just doesn't work well.
So why do it at the end of the day? Do it on a Monday when you don't have as many meetings, or a Tuesday or a Wednesday. You're in real estate.
I need to get the schedule going. I know.
Get your schedule.
I want you to ride along one day when it's busy because
I'd have to do it for a week.
No,
That's
I know.
the thing.
Whatever.
You know what I mean?
Because it's so up and down. It's not. I'm making a lot of excuses, but I'm realistic on what I can do and what I can't do at the moment.
But I give you options then. So on your way to these busy appointments, stop at the deli and buy 3
why
pounds.
would I stop at the deli, spend money when I could just pound a protein shake?
Well,
that's
hear
my
me.
point.
Buy 3 pounds for the week of chicken. Now at least you have 3 pounds of chicken ready to go.
It kills me though because that chicken goes bad because we
You
have
got
other
so
events.
much.
I'm just
But
explaining.
these are
I'm just giving you
excuses.
debates.
I agree, and I'm
But
sure the people agree with you.
But I'm solving it. Frozen chicken doesn't go bad for a long time. Frozen fish doesn't go bad for a long
correct.
time.
But think about the
Rice
time you have to
doesn't
put
go
in
back.
to cook them anyway. It's the same thing.
That's a lot less time and money.
See,
than
I
going-
buy food knowing that it can't go bad. I have to eat it. I don't make decisions during
Well,
the
I
day.
think that's level 5.
No,
I think I'm at level 2.
No, but you can get from 2 to 5 by
Stevie,
just doing
do you agree
it.
with me at all? That he's just jump to level 10.
No,
I'm like,
it's
I
not
am level 2, dude.
Michael Pirelli.
You shit on my shoes.
Oh my god. It is not level 2 to 10, Michael, but you're doing the problem. Like me with the social media, you're doing it. You're just thinking of every excuse as to why I can't, or why I shouldn't. When you know what to do, just fucking do it.
But I'm trying, and I've tried to do it that way, and it hasn't worked. So why keep trying the way? Why not try to
What do you mean it
adjust?
hasn't worked?
I've
How long
tried
did
to
you do
do
it
the
for?
prep.
How long?
Weeks, months, when we were on the thing.
Nah.
When we were doing the thing. How many months did we do it for?
What did you do?
How many
what
months
did you do?
did we do the
'Cause
competition
I wish
for?
you could play all the clips back. He's like, I don't use it. I'm microwave Mike. I'm air fryer this.
Yeah,
I'm oven this.
I'm still microwave and air frying shit.
But
Am I not?
You haven't done a plan that you know is fail proof.
Because I failed. Yeah, I've
Because you
tried
took it-
and they haven't worked.
No, because
So
you
I'm
didn't
adjusting
allow
them.
enough time to go by.
See, I debate that. I think there's
Look at
certain
Pump Daddy.
plans.
Look at him.
But everyone's different, right? So some plans that make perfect sense for you, for me, it just doesn't work for whatever reason. So I need to figure out another plan.
But I just gave you 2 different options. Cook your meals yourself. Buy burgers.
which I've been doing.
turkey burgers.
But I'm saying the meal prep thing, I'm not
But
a
you're
fan
like,
of.
I don't like that.
I'm not a
And I'm
fan
like,
of it.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you just go buy 3 pounds of grilled chicken for the week? Now at least you
Yeah, I
have it
could
in the
go to,
house.
Whole Foods and buy
That's it. And
Yeah. But it tastes like shit when you. But it's
you
for
see
fuel.
what I
know,
mean? But you
know.
said it's for fuel.
Yes. Yeah.
And onion powder and garlic powder.
But you
go
have
a
to
long
be able
way.
to consume it. That's the problem.
There's-
Sometimes a
Did-
perfect diet, but if you can't stick to it, it's
Why
not
can't you
perfect.
stick to it?
Because if it tastes terrible, worse
Why
enough
does it taste
where
terrible?
it's not fuel.
You're doing too much.
Because when you buy chicken and it sits in the thing for a week.
I'm done with you. All right, we're moving. My favorite section.
Anyway, I'm on a roll.
Listen.
10% end the year. Here I come.
Listen, can we move to my favorite section?
Yes.
Dave's dime of the
We
week.
can do whatever the hell you want.
There's a lot of dimes been dropping. Yeah. Did you
He
just
just hit it. Did you hear him?
Yeah, but that was faded.
Yeah, because you have faded dimes lately.
Faded dime. Oh man, CV, you're gonna love this one, my brother. You are an artist, right?
Artiste.
Yes. An intellectual says a simple thing in a hard way. An artist says a hard thing in a simple way. The big Charles Bukowski.
What a name.
What movie is that
A.K.
from?
Big Science.
The Big Lebowski?
The Big Lebowski. That's a different movie.
What movie is that?
He pees on the carpet.
That's not this guy?
Yeah, same
Charles
guy. Same
Bukowski.
guy. Guy with
Look,
the beard.
Charles-
What's his name in the movie? The bum? Not the bum.
This guy got
The
a
man,
good name.
the dude. The dude.
Bukowski.
The guy's name's the dude.
The Big Owski. The big
I don't remember. We
Book.
watched it in school, though.
Charlie Bukowski. Who
Big
is that?
Science. Is that Big Science?
I don't know. That's you like that, CV? You're an artist. And listen, we got to be artists in our own life.
I know. I'm
And
not.
AKA
I'm an
a
artist,
chef in
I'm an
your own
artist
life.
in the kitchen, which is the
I
problem.
don't know, man.
I need
I
to be
don't know.
more of a scientist.
Talk to me.
Maybe I'll just do steroids. All right. Miguel's mantra.
This is Victor Cruz doing his
Yeah,
thing.
which
You left me out
a
with
lot
the
of good
Ito,
responses.
Dude. Nah, I don't know about
Well,
the
because
Ito.
I'm graduating.
But
I'm
listen,
getting big. You know.
I don't know.
You can't call someone Little Michael when you bench as much as I do. All right. This is from our boy Kevin Hart. Did you watch his documentary?
I did. He is an incredible team.
Interesting. He just goes, right? What I've been trying to do, which we talked about this whole episode, is being more thoughtful about just going. Maybe it doesn't make sense to make a production company.
You're doing too much though with your thoughts.
I'm doing too much, so I do less. That's what I'm saying.
I'm doing too much. So
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to minimize so I can
Whoa,
maximize.
I'm doing
you know
too
what I'm
much,
saying?
so I do
I'm just
less.
gonna throw sayings
Yeah,
at you. But he said he was having an interview with Joe Rogan, and I caught it, and I was like, "That's a great quote." And he says, "All I think about is the sun comes up tomorrow." And I'm going to break it down for you. He's saying that no matter what you did the day before, there's always another day behind it. When it's super dark, you feel like it can't get better, there's another day behind it. So don't worry about your past failures. Focus on the day ahead and go attack it.
That sounds beautiful. Apply it to your meal prep thing and get down to 10%.
Dude, I got protein.
I got
It's in the fridge right
That's
there.
true. And that is better than nothing.
It is
Because I
better
feel
than
like before you were
You're
like,
doing nothing.
well, yeah, I'm just not.
So, but I used
I
to
don't have
default
food. I'm
to
gonna eat
just
McDonald's.
I would default to simple, which was nothing. I'd be like, it'd be easier just to not eat.
The 0 calorie
and then
kid.
because I was so stressed, I was like, I gotta bring this, I gotta bring that, and it was like I just can't do it. I'm just not gonna eat, and then I'll eat at the end of the day, which also is terrible because I spent all evening trying to hit my calories.
I hear you.
I did get nice and ripped though.
You did, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But
I look
who cares?
I
It
look
was
at that
a-
picture
it was-
all the time. I
it
put
was
it.
a
I
flash
put it
in the
on my
pan.
ceiling, so when I take my wife beater off, I see you just ripped on the top.
I
of my
look. I'm gonna
ceiling.
put on my next IMAS. I'm gonna put pictures of me when I was a big boy, so then I could always remember like
when I was a
trying to
big
run away
boy.
from it.
I love that. So I think we're gonna have one more episode drop before Thanksgiving. But then I know CV's got a trip coming up. I got a trip with a No Snooze alum
Sick.
down to Portland, Oregon to go see Frank Kepnang and the team.
I hear you're sitting on the
Hoop
bench.
it up. Listen, I don't know the treatment. I hear it's pretty good. Going down with Marky Carter, another No Snooze alum.
Hell yeah.
The Phil Knight Invitational. So
Pretty cool.
I think we'll drop one more, and then we'll be on break, and then we'll be back.
Sounds good.
Right?
When we go on break, I'm gonna come back with a beard, long hair, and be ripped up like you did that one year.
Listen. Until next time, stop snoozing.
Get up, get after it.
And Mike,
and
eat
meal
your
prep.
fucking burgers.
That's another Effie in the books. Go follow us on Instagram and Facebook at No Snooze Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, No Snooze.